All right, well, it's been 5,000 miles. Let's check in on these Falken AT4 tires and see how they're doing. So before we come over and take a close-up at the tread depth gauge here to see how these things are wearing, let me just say a couple of things. First of all, over the last decade, I've used every popular all-terrain tire brand out there. If you go through like TireRack.com or any site that you're familiar with and you look at all the all-terrain tires that are available, chances are I've used it on a truck or a Jeep at some point. So I have a pretty good feel for how all-terrain tires wear on a 4x4. And usually I get between 4,000 and 6,000 miles for each 1/32 of tire wear. So, you know, the better ones obviously are closer to the 6,000 mile end of that spectrum. The ones that are pretty cheap and have a really soft rubber compound, they might wear closer to the 4,000 mile per 32nd end of the spectrum there. So all of that to say that this new Falken AT4, you know, the 4W was warranty, right? Winter traction, wet traction, wear, and now a warranty. They extended the warranty on this tire. And obviously, if you're going to extend the warranty on a tire, that means you feel like the tire is going to wear even better or longer than the previous iteration, right? So in theory, this one should be on the better end of the spectrum. So we're going to take a look at this and see how these things are wearing. Now I'm going to check the rears. And the reason why we're going to look at the rears is because these are the ones that wear the fastest. On a truck like this, the rear tires are going to almost always wear down faster because obviously they're pushing the truck and pulling the truck. And, you know, if you got a trailer on the back, you know, these things are the ones that are doing all the work. So 5,000 miles, these started out at 19/32 of tread. If it's a good tire and it's wearing at the rate that you would expect it to wear, it should be around 18/32 at this point, right? So one more thing I'll mention though, this is the first time that I've tested tires on a heavy duty pickup truck. All the other tires that I've tested in the past have been on half-ton pickup trucks. So obviously this truck being a heavier truck and having more torque, it's going to wear the tires at a faster rate than a half-ton truck would. So whereas, you know, a really great all-terrain tire might go 6,000 miles on a 32nd, you know, on this truck, they might go 5,000. So if I can get 18/32 of tread at this point in the tire's life with 5,000 miles on it, I'll be super happy. So let's get the camera and take a look. So I usually have a lot of trouble getting the camera to focus on the tire depth gauge, but let's see if I can have a little better luck today. There we go. Well, look at there. It's right at 18/32. And I've got it in the center of the tread. Let's come over here to one of these outer lugs and check it out. And it may be just a little below 18/32 out there, but hey, that's pretty much what we expected, right? So these things seem to be wearing at about the rate that we would expect them to wear. You know, like I said, heavy truck. So you're not going to get quite the mileage out of these as you would the same tire on a half-ton truck or a Jeep. On a Jeep, these things might still be close to the original 19/32. So the wear so far at the very first interval that we're testing here, looking great. How's the traction? Obviously, you know, we've done videos on this in the past. Real quick, I'll just say we've had more rain, we've had more foul weather, and the traction continues to be amazing on this tire, like you would expect from a Falken tire. You know, like I've said many times before, out of all the tires that I've used, the Falkens are hands down the best when it comes to traction. I mean, when the weather gets really bad, you want a tire that's not going to be sketchy, right? Well, these tires are not sketchy. Falken tires, for some, I don't know how they do it, but for some reason, these Falkens, whether it be the AT, the RT, whatever, they always seem to have just amazing traction and grip, even in the rain, snow, whatever. So yeah, traction, no problem. They still roll smooth down the road. They're still quiet, although they're getting a little bit more noise in them. Now, I haven't rotated them yet. Obviously, 5,000 miles, it's going to be time pretty soon. So next time I change my oil here in the next couple of months, maybe 3 or 4 months, I'll probably go ahead and do a cross rotation on these where, like the owner's manual always tells you, the rears go to the front and then the fronts cross before coming to the rear. Do a cross rotation like that every time and you'll get the maximum life out of your tread. Usually when you cross rotate the tires, they get a little bit more noise in them, because, they kind of wear into the position where they're at. So you upset that by moving them to a new position, you get a little bit more noise out of them. So we'll see how the noise changes over time, I guess. But so far they've been really quiet. I really love these. They're comfortable. What amazes me about these is even though they've got the heavier duty 3-ply sidewalls, they still are, to the feel, they're softer, if that makes any sense. Like when I hit a pothole or a railroad crossing or whatever the case might be, the tires feel like they've got some give to them and they're just more comfortable, more compliant over bumps and things. Even though the sidewalls are thicker and heavier duty, it's kind of not what you would expect, but that's been my experience with these so far. I really love them. I mean, they look good. They're functioning perfectly. Couldn't ask for them to work any better. So yeah, super happy with these. So yeah, that's just a quick 5,000 mile update. You can't go wrong with most of the tires that are on the market these days. Like I've said before, most of the all-terrain tires out there are going to be pretty good tires. I truly feel like these Falkens are the best though. I mean, in terms of what you're getting, I just don't think you can beat them. If you can find them, sometimes they're so popular they're sold out, but I really like these tires, super happy with them, and we'll run them another 5,000. And over this next 5,000, like I said, we'll also cross-rotate them. So we'll just keep an eye on them, see how they're doing. One more thing I'll mention that I forgot to mention. You've seen I've been towing my enclosed trailer. We've gone camping and hauling ATVs and UTVs and everything around. When you tow with these tires, they don't feel wallowy. A lot of people complain about tires feeling like the sidewalls are real soft and the truck kind of wallows with the weight of the camper back there. These don't do that, at least not in my experience. I'm running them at about 55 to 60 pounds. Door sticker says 60 up front and 65 in the back. I usually go just a little bit below that to try and get a little more ride quality out of them. So they're pretty close to the specified PSI, and they don't feel wallowy to me at all. They feel really sturdy and solid, supportive. I don't have any problems with how they feel under the truck with the weight behind it at all. But anyhow, yeah, we'll rotate them, check them out again here in another 5,000. If you got any questions about these AT4s from Falken, drop them below and I'll try to answer it. We'll talk to you later. Just checking in here on my little wheel repair from the other day. That's where the scratch used to be. I mean, I think it looks pretty good. I really do. So who knows? I may end up using these in the wintertime or something like that.